The lending process with Fundera, as you're about to see, is very simple and straightforward. You'll probably want to plan on having a bunch of the stuff ready that you're going to need. The obvious things: copies of bank statements, copies of tax returns, copies of any documentation that you can think of that might help support you in the actual lending process. The beautiful thing about Fundera is that it gives you the opportunity in one shot to submit an application that in effect is redistributed to many lenders. That's the real beauty of using a product like Fundera to apply for financing for your small business, is that you fill out one application instead of 6 or 12 or whatever you're trying for, and that application gets redistributed, as I said. You'll be presented with options based on the information that you fill out. So the more information you can give, the better. For example, one of the things you're going to see is it's going to ask you for whether or not you have accounts receivable. That's important because there are invoice-based financing options. So that's just one example of what you're going to see throughout this lesson as far as how the information you put in directly impacts what you get back from Fundera in terms of your financing options. Let's have a look and see what this looks like. Let's do an experiment. I love experiments, don't you? Let's pretend like I need a loan from Fundera. Right? So let's say that, using the example that I brought up on the previous lesson, let's say I want to borrow $20,000. And let's say my annual revenue is $250,000. And let's say I've been in business since January of 2003. So I've been in business plenty long. And let's say my credit score is excellent. Let's see what my loan options are. I wonder what my loan options will be. And look at this, I can connect my accounting software to pre-fill a lot of the information that they're going to need. But let's say I don't want to do that, or I can't do that, or I don't trust it, or who knows. What's the loan purpose? We want to buy a business, expansion, buying out a partner, marketing, or advertising. Let's just say it's working capital. Let's say I just need working capital. Right? Just want to make sure I can pay my bills. What industry am I in? Food? No. Health services? No. Home services? No. No. Business services? Getting close? Finance? Tax, accounting, consulting? No. Let's say it's internet online services, right? Because that's kind of what we do here at School of Bookkeeping, right? We provide an online internet service. Do I invoice my business customers? I'll say sure. I'll say yes, right? Because, again, remember, we covered it in the last lesson, which if you didn't watch, go back and watch that now, because you need to watch that lesson to fully understand what we're doing in this one, right? Don't skip. But part of the issue is some types of financing require that you have accounts receivable, such as invoice financing. Isn't that weird? So invoice financing means I need receipts. So I just want to make sure that for purposes of illustration and from your perspective while you're watching this, that I kind of include everything, right? So I'll say we invoice our business customers. I already have 18 matches. Isn't that exciting? So let's just say Seth, David, 866-945. My God, I can't wait to get my money. So let's just call this SOB test, right? And for email, we'll put Seth at schoolofbookkeeping.com. And my password, what should my password be? I'm not going to tell you. That's private. It's a private matter. I'll copy and paste that in. Let's see my loan options. Wasn't that easy? That was less than 3 minutes. I'm already getting my options. That's exciting. As I've mentioned, and as you're now seeing, the real beauty of using Fundera is that you're filling out one application which is being redistributed to many potential lenders. And if you reviewed the previous lessons, you saw the 8 different loan types that we looked at, and what you'll see when you start getting results back from Fundera is that you'll get potential lenders, multiple lenders I should say, for the same type of loan. In other words, you're really getting the best possible, most diverse range of options that you could possibly get with one effort at filling out an application so that you can take advantage of the best possible financing options for yours or your client's business. And look at this, I have all kinds of choices here. I have medium-term, short-term, SBA, business line of credit, which I told you is my favorite. Of course, we're looking at some higher rates there because it's a line of credit, right? So, and then I, of course, got my invoice financing option because I said that I have receivables, because I said that I invoice my clients. So let's select all. I want to apply for everything. And this is the beauty of this. If I wanted to do this any other way, I would have to go to my bank and fill out 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 applications, and that's assuming there's only one potential lender for each, right? So here from one place, I get to do it all. Let's start the application. My God, this is exciting. I hope they give me lots of money. So, do I conduct business under a different name? I'll say no. Put in our address. We are in California, 91506. Oops. Entity type, let's just say we're an S Corp. And the number of employees, 2. Seth David and not Seth David. Well, for this one, I'm going to have to make you cover your eyes. Any legal actions against my business or officers? Nope. Next. Do you have an outstanding tax lien on your business? No. Is your business profitable? Yes. Remember all this criteria we went through in the last lesson? We're kind of now giving Fundera that information for them to help decide where we kind of fall on that grid. What was your business's approximate average bank balance over the last 12 months? Average monthly balance. Let's say it was $20,000. Because that means on average we have enough in the bank to pay off the entire loan that we're asking for, right? Do I invoice my business customers asked and answered? It looks like it remembered my answer too. Let's say outstanding invoices are $10,000 right now. Our profit over the last 12 months, let's say, was well, if I said I grossed $250,000, let's just say it was like $120,000. It's an internet business, right? There's no overhead. It's one of the problems, and we pay taxes on all that. Number of business accounts, let's just say there's 1. How many deposits or payments made to your bank account each month? Well, that would be a lot because we process subscription revenue online, among other things. So let's just say 300. Do I own or lease business property? Neither, right? Everything is remote and in the cloud. How much are your business rent or mortgage payments? 0. What accounting software do we use? Let's say we use QuickBooks. What other choices were there? I'm just curious because this obviously tells you who they integrate with. So QuickBooks, FreshBooks, Xero, Harvest, Wave, other. Let's just say other. Existing business debt. In other words, are these people who we're applying with going to be second position, right? Let's just say no existing debt. And now it's got my information again. I'll give them my address again. Burbecken. Now they're asking me personal information because, as I think I mentioned, I'll have to block this one out again. A lot of times you're going to have to personally guarantee the loan. Let's say I own 50% of School of Bookkeeping. My gender is male. Last time I checked, I do have a driver's license. D. It's weird that I remember that. I guess it's not weird. I need to provide it often enough. That I don't know. That I would have to look up my license expiry date. Let's just say it's November 17th, 2020. Born in the United States of America. Yes, I can run for president. Ooh, birth state. That would be Arizona. That would be Tucson. What, no drop down for every city in the whole country? Immigration status, U.S. citizen.
Any previous or pending legal actions against your business or partners personally? Nope, nothing. And next. Have I ever declared bankruptcy? I have not. What is my personal annual income? $120,000, let's just say. Do I own or rent? I own. How much is my monthly mortgage? We're getting personal here. I'm going to have to blur out this information. How many full years have I lived at my current address? Let's just call it 10. What is the approximate value of my retirement investments in marketable securities? Let's say it's 0. What is the approximate value of my non-retirement investments in marketable securities? Again, we're getting personal. Approximate value of my liquid assets, which is not your home, by the way. Your home is not a liquid asset. So if you own a home, don't even think about including that here in this answer. I don't know. Additional owners. I'm going to say nobody, even though I said I own 50. I guess because I said I own 50%, I have to list the additional owner. Aha. So Eric's going to get an email, and he's not going to know it, asking him to complete his application. Oh. So let's see if I can go back. Without that. So I was able to skip that. Even though normally I obviously wouldn't, but I'm trying to demonstrate the software here, not involve Eric in an actual loan application. But that'd be funny if he gets that email. Full name, Seth David. My title, Dean of Beans. I represent that the person typing name in the field is authorized to sign this credit authorization. And next. And this field is required. Do I own or lease my business property? Well, then I guess I'll say I own it since it's my home. And next. And next. Next. And next. Documents. Okay, so I'm prepared with a sample document. So April through September business bank statements. Let's go sample bank statement. That's so cool. I love when they provide you with drag and drop capability like that. The personal return. I'll drop in my bank statement again. Right, but it's pretty clear what you'll need here. Latest AR aging, because I said I had receivables. They want to see that. And then at my option, I can provide any other documents that contain information that I'd like them to consider when they're considering me for the loan. Let's review and submit. Gives me all the information, business, finances. Obviously, when you're doing this, you should go through this very comprehensively and make sure that your answers are, in fact, accurate. There's really no point in trying to fudge anything here, my friends, because they're going to ask you anyway, and they're going to ask you to provide the proof of any claims you make. So, and that goes for any loan process. I always laugh when I hear stories about people saying that they have, $1 million in income, but then they're asked to provide the proof, and they don't have pay stubs, and their bank account deposits don't even nearly add up to that much. So, anyway, the moral of the story is be honest. Just be honest. Like here, I'm putting that I have 50% ownership, and I excluded adding any other owners. So if this were a real loan application, I'm guessing they would probably call me on that and say, hey, who's the other owner, right? Or who are the other owners, right? Assuming it's more than 2 people owning the other 50%. But look at this. So thanks for submitting your application. We are checking with each lender, and we'll notify you as soon as we get an update. I can look at in progress and archived, but it looks like we've now applied for a long-term loan from Smart Biz. And, essentially you're getting the product types that you qualify for and not the lenders. And I want to highlight and underscore this. Now we're getting the actual lenders. Earlier, it showed me the product types, right? And I said select all. And now we're getting here, and now it is giving us the lenders. But I want to make something very clear and important. It doesn't matter who the lender is. What matters is the product. The product is the product, and that's what the lender is, just there providing the actual money behind the product, right? So the main thing is that, we're getting a long-term loan here, right? Whether it's from Smart Biz or Dumb Biz, we probably wouldn't want a loan from Dumb Biz, but Smart Biz sounds smart, right? We're getting a short-term loan application out there with Can Capital. Another short-term loan with Direct Capital. Remember earlier, this would have been 2 separate applications I would have had to fill out. Here in one shot, it gets submitted all. That's the beauty of doing this through Fundera. Medium-term loan is with Funding Circle. Another medium-term loan with Bond Street. Cabbage for the business line of credit. That's interesting. Cabbage is an app that I've been meaning to look more closely at. Street Share is another medium-term loan. Deal Struck on another medium-term loan, another short-term loan with On Deck Capital. Fundbox, a lot of us know Fundbox if we live and work in the whole small business accounting world. And, we're always looking at apps that work with QuickBooks or Xero or whatever accounting software we're using with and for our clients. So Fundbox is a name that should be familiar to a lot of you. Kind of cool that they're in here. And that's invoice financing, right? We talked about that. More medium-term loans, Lending Club, business line of credit with Deal Struck, invoice financing with Bluevine, and that's another one. They're all, Fundbox and Bluevine are all at the same conferences that I go to all the time. So this is so cool. I mean, it was so easy to do this. And then down here it says, we've not yet submitted this application. We strongly believe borrowers should never pay to use our service. However, the below lenders apply a fee to loans they make Fundera customers. Okay, so what they're saying is that these lenders below, you have to pay a fee to apply with them. There's an application fee. So they're not going to submit it to them yet. And so I'm guessing they're going to prioritize and say, let's try with the ones that don't cost anything before we try with the ones that do. It says it's incredibly valuable for you to apply to multiple lenders as it increases your chance of approval and finding the lowest rate. If you'd like to continue with these lenders, please click submit below. So in other words, we've highlighted the fees below. Keep in mind that the fee is only applicable if you officially take a loan from these lenders, and remember, it's still possible that their rates will be the lowest. So now they're saying it's your choice if you want to subject yourself to the fee. So in other words, right here it says the lender charges 1% of the loan size. So only if you take a loan with this company, then will you have to pay 1% of loan. So I'm guessing what they probably do is they probably subtract that from the amount that they fund into your bank account at the time of the loan once it's been established. So here's one for 1%, 3%, and they also make the point here in the explanation that it's likely you'll get a better rate from these guys. So it almost feels like when home buying, when this used to be popular, is you can pay points to buy down the rate. And I have to ask my friend Meredith about this, but that might be what's really going on here is they're saying, look, if you want a loan with us, we'll give you a better rate, but you got to pay a fee. So then it's just a question of, well, when I add up the fee that I'm paying plus the interest, how does that actually compare combined with what these guys up above are offering me? But what they seem to be suggesting is that it's worth it to click submit, because if I get these guys and I get somebody else for the same kind of loan, let's say one of these guys gives me a business line of credit, neither one of which is what's being offered here. But let's say that was being offered because that's what I really want is a line of credit. Then I can compare their terms with the others and add on the fee to what the interest rate is and see how that breaks down in terms of what's really going to cost me more. Because at the end of the day, I don't care who's lending me the money. I care what it's costing me to borrow the money, right? That's all I really care about at the end of the day. Because once they give me the money's mine. If they go out of business, somebody else is going to buy them. I'm just going to be writing the check to a different company, so to speak. That, my friends, is, you've seen it. That's the process. We're all done. So I could click submit, and submit. Let's do this. Hopefully I'll get my 20,000. I could take a vacation. Just kidding. I'm kidding. Kidding. That's it, my friends. You've seen the loan process. Now, while recording a video, I was able to get this whole thing done in under 20 minutes. Imagine that. In under 20 minutes, you can fill out your application and apply for 6 or 7 or 8 or 10, I didn't count them, different loans with different banks and different loan types. And then you can go on and go make money to make sure that you can show an even better and better ability to repay that loan. And like I said, maybe you don't even need the loan by the time you get it, but then you have the money. You have access to the capital you need so that when you do get that opportunity that comes in front of your door and you have a week to do something and you need cash, well, now you'll have it. That, my friends, is the beauty of Fundera. Hopefully you can see what I can see. This is a great product. I've learned a lot myself about the lending process as a result of doing my research for this course. We have one more lesson to go, and what that lesson is going to be is always is my sort of one of my purposes whenever I'm looking at a product, and especially once I fall in love with a product, then my last question is always, how can I make money with this product? What are the partner programs? What are the affiliate programs? How can I align myself and partner with this company? Because I'm going to love their application and go out there and tell the world about it anyway. So is there any way for me to get paid as a thank you for referring this company to my friends and relatives and customers? And the answer is absolutely yes. In the next lesson, we're going to be taking a look at the partnership opportunities, the accountant's revenue opportunity with Fundera. As always, I hope you learned something and had some fun along the way. I hope you're having an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson.
Now that you understand the lending process with Fundera, there's one other important thing I want to show you as the final part of this course, which is the other opportunities that lie in front of you as an accountant or bookkeeper who may be considering using Fundera for your clients, specifically the revenue opportunities that exist for you in terms of developing a loan packaging service in addition to the accounting and bookkeeping services that you already offer.